Hey guys, Richard Blaine here. Thanks for stopping by my easy cooking channel tonight. Tonight I'm not going to make pasta. Tonight I'm not going to make Asian. Tonight I want to remind us of some very famous words. Give us this day our daily bread. That's right. Give us this day our daily bread. Okay? Bread has been a staple food on planet Earth since day one. Okay? Now me myself, I've told people before, I don't like to bake, and I still don't like to bake, and I don't like to buy bread in the supermarket. So I've been pretty much a tortilla guy most of my life, corn tortillas mostly. I'll do some flour, but as of lately I've gotten into this give us this day our daily bread, and I've been experimenting with bread recipes, and I come to find that I like flatbread recipes. I like Indian flatbread recipes. And one of my favorites is naan. Okay? We all go out to Indian restaurants. We love Indian food. We love that soft naan bread. Okay? And you know what? It's a fairly simple recipe to make at home. Flour, salt, baking powder, a little sugar, some quick rise yeast, milk, yogurt, depending on the recipe. It's all basically the same. We've all seen it done. We've all done it or watched other people do it. And tonight, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make naan bread. Because lately, I've gotten into making bread for me to take to work for lunch. Okay? I eat everything in it. Meat, fish, chicken, vegetables. Okay? I eat everything in this naan bread. Okay? Be it to say, most people think that the people of India eat tons of naan bread like the people of Mexico eat tons of flour and or corn tortillas. And that's not the case, okay? For the Indian to go out to dinner in their country and get naan bread, that's a treat. In most Indian households, the breads of choice are things like roti or paratha, I'm not pronouncing it right, kulcha, okay? And other bread types. Paratha, okay, kulcha, and roti, and other bread types are the staple in the Indian household, but naan is the treat when they go out. So tonight I'm going to make for you a simple, basic Indian naan bread recipe. It's the one that I've chosen, it's the one that I've been using, and I hope you like it. And as usual with YouTube, no time limit. Let's get going. I'll see you on the other side. So here we go. We're going to make some basic naan. Okay, this is flour, and I put it in this bowl, and I'm going to aerate it just a little bit, just to get out any lumps. Okay, now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some baking powder, okay. And I'm going to put in some sugar, I'm going to put in some salt. Okay. Those are my dry ingredients, okay? And I'm going to aerate those dry ingredients into the flour because I want it all to be even. All the ingredients that I use, wet or dry, okay, I like to have it room temperature. So the milk that I'm going to use, room temperature. The egg that I'm going to use, room temperature. Okay, so we're just going to aerate this flour. I'm going to add an egg, okay? That's one egg beaten at room temperature. Okay, and I usually like to move the egg around. There we go. Get it into the flour just like so. And about a half a cup of milk. Okay. Yeah. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, and I just wiggle this around a little bit to get the wet stuff to mix into the flour because I'm going to have to start mixing this by hand. Alright, there we go. See, I get it in there like that so it's not too ooey gooey. And then some oil. Okay, I'm using olive oil. You could use vegetable oil, but I like using olive oil. And I like shaking it in, getting it into the flour. Okay, because now I have to start mixing it by hand. Okay, this is the ooey gooey part, and that's okay. But it's going to come together. Now, I used about a half a cup of milk. If you need to use a little more water or milk to make this dough come together, then do it, okay? Then do it. But it's a pretty easy dough. I mean, you see, it's really not that bad. And I really used to hate to bake and to play with dough because it was so messy, but I'm actually really getting into it lately. So I'm gonna mix this dough together by hand, get it going, get it to the tackiness I want, because eventually I'm gonna have to add some quick rise yeast to it, okay? So I'm gonna be kneading this for about 5 minutes or so. The longer you knead this kind of dough, by the way, the smoother, the silkier, and the more elastic it gets, and that's what I want. So, okay, this is the naan dough. I'm done kneading it, okay? It's got a nice, silky, elastic consistency, nice and smooth, okay? I got the quick rise yeast in there, and I'm gonna cover this with a damp cloth for about 4 hours, and then we're gonna cook us some naan bread. So right now, me and Riley, we're gonna watch a movie, have a beer, be back in 4 hours, and we'll cook some naan bread. See you soon. Okay, so there's my dough. It's been 4 hours, okay? It's doubled in size, and what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna flour it just a little bit, right here. I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna flour it just a little bit like that. I'm gonna set it aside, and I'm gonna tear off some pieces, okay? And I'm gonna flour these pieces just lightly, okay? You tear off a piece about the size of an egg, the size of a lemon, you know, anywhere in between that. All right, nice little round piece, just like that. These can be different sizes, you know. They can be perfectly round, they can be triangular, they can be roughly shaped. This one's gonna be roughly shaped, okay? I can just tell it's gonna be roughly shaped because I didn't make it any particular shape, okay? I'm just gonna roll it out, and it's gonna be small because I want my naans to be about 1/4 of an inch thick, okay? If they get too thin, they end up like a cracker. So I don't want that, okay? So sometimes you just wanna take a nice big piece, like that here, okay? Flour it. Oh, excuse my dry throat. Okay. 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 Nice fairly round shape. And start to roll it out. Okay. There you go. Turn it over. Roll it out. Okay. Lightly dust again. Roll it out. About 1/4 of an inch thick, as I said. Yeah, this will be nice. Yep, 1/4 of an inch thick. And set that over here with the other one. And I'm going to keep breaking these down. I'll get maybe 6, maybe 8 naan. Maybe more. Okay? Just depends. I want this one to be really thick. Okay? Okay. Okay. Get that one down. Then roll it out. Okay? Turn it over. Roll it out. There we go. That's all. It's a very easy recipe. And I love naans. Okay. Just flour it up a little bit. Turn it over. Flour it up a little bit. Roll it out. And that's it. Yeah, put it over here. I'm going to continue rolling these out and making some more naans, and then we're going to get to cooking them on the stove top. Instead of baking them in the oven, we're going to cook them on the stove top. So hang on tight. Alright, we're back. Now we're going to cook some naan. What you're looking at right here is a cast iron flat griddle 11 inches round. Now in India, they usually bake these in a tandoor, which is a really cool oven. But you can make really excellent naan bread and rotis and other flatbreads on the stovetop using a device such as this cast iron flat griddle. Some people use an aluminum pizza pan. Some people use non-stick pans or even stainless pans to do it on the stove top. This griddle works very well because it holds heat very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our naans and we're just going to drop it on there. Oops. And we're going to wait. It's going to take about 2 or 3 minutes per side. Okay, you want the heat rather high, but not so high that it burns. Okay, what we're looking for is some nice bubbles. Nice little bubbles that'll form here. Okay, and then we'll flip it over. Okay, so let's see about getting this side to bubble up. There we go. See? Here we go. See? See these little bubbles developing? So then what you do is you just take a look underneath. Oh yeah, it's looking good. So you want these bubbles to get just a little bit bigger, and you want the underside to get brown. Now you can drizzle a little olive oil on this while it's cooking, but actually I do that afterwards. Okay, so the bubbles are looking good. Ooh. Yep. Okay, so bam, there you go, a nice golden brown naan bread. It's that easy, guys. You know, like I said, AP flour, salt, sugar, a little active yeast, you know, milk, baking powder. It's a simple recipe, and here it is, nice and golden brown. And we'll wait about another 2 or 3 minutes for the bubbles to show here. This is actually going to rise a little bit as it's doing now, so I'll have to pay attention to it. And then we'll flip it over and see how nice and golden brown it is on the other side. All right, see, this here's the first side we started with. Okay, it's got nice char spots, and you can see it's fluffy because it's risen. Okay, so I'm going to give it about another minute on the other side, and then I'm going to move on to making another naan bread. All right, first naan bread's done. Let's do another. This is going to be a nice thick one. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit too long for this skillet, but that's okay. It'll work. So we're going to put this one down, and we're going to wait for the bubbles to appear. Okay, see? The bubbles are forming again, and the bread is rising slightly. This is going to be a nice, fluffy one. Oh, yeah. See that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then what we do, get underneath and check it. Oh, yeah. Nice and brown. There we go. And what you see, the smoke, is actually flour that was on the bread. The bread's not burning. It's flour that's underneath. Okay. All right. Okay, so like I said, what you see burning is the flour that's been coming off of the naan bread. I'm going to put another one on. There we go. Okay. It'll take 2 or 3 minutes on this side to get the little bubbles, and then I'm going to turn it over, and then we'll move on. All right, one more time. There are these lovely bubbles, and the bread is rising. Okay, nice and soft. So take a look underneath. There it is, and we flip it over, pat it down, and another lovely naan. Don't worry about the smoke. That's from the flour that was coating the naan when I rolled it out. This one's going to take another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to move on and make the last 2, and I'm going to prep them up, and we'll go from there. Hang on tight. All right, guys, there it is. 2 examples of how I make naan bread. Round or slightly triangular, free form, and long, free form. And then what I do is I drizzle them with olive oil after they're done, which helps make them moist. And instead of using congee seeds, which a lot of people use, or butter, like I said, I prefer the olive oil. At my local store, I found this jar of really cool smoked herbs, smoked garlic, paprika, sesame seeds, and a few other things. So I drizzle the olive oil on, and then I crush some of these smoked herbs, and I let it sit for a minute or 2, and then I eat it. And so there it is. Simple, easy to make naan bread on the stove. You don't need to make it in the oven. You can make it on the stove top. It's easy. It's delicious. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Alright guys, so there you have it. Easy to make Indian naan bread, Indian flatbread that you make on the stove top instead of baking in the oven. It's a very simple recipe, okay? Like I said, just flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, a little bit of yeast, milk, okay? Very simple ingredients, very simple to do, fun project to do with kids. It's something that I'm doing a lot more of lately, and I gotta finish making another batch because I've been making enough to take to work for the whole week lately. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. You take care now.